Hello everyone, this is Dragonod and welcome to episode 28 of How to Build Hogwarts in Minecraft. And it is finally time for the Bedrock landscaping tutorial. And so without further ado, without wasting any more time, let's just get straight into it. And so the first thing I'd like to say is I would like to apologize for how long it has taken to get this episode out. The main reason is I've been really busy and also I have had no clue how to landscape in Bedrock. I don't play Bedrock and therefore I had to get everything sorted out. But it is finally here, and I am now ready to teach you guys how to do this. But anyway, so we are going to be using a very simple method that many of the people in the Bedrock community building Hogwarts have used. And so thank you guys so much to you guys who have taught me how to do this. I've adapted it slightly myself to make it a bit more easier for me to show you guys. And so let's get started. And so the first thing I'm going to do bizarrely is actually grab a sunflower. And this is so we can know which way is north, which is just going to help when we place down our command blocks. And so simply just place a sunflower down and whichever way it looks is going to be north. So on my Hogwarts, this way is north, your Hogwarts might be this way is north, it really doesn't matter, but this is just going to help us place our command blocks down. And so the next thing to do is of course to give yourself a command block. And so type in /give, your name, and then very simply a command block, just like that, and that will give you a command block. And of course I will leave all of the commands in the description for you guys to copy across easily. And so the first thing let's do is just place a command block right behind this sunflower. So let's plonk this one down right there. Of course, if your sunflower was facing in this direction, you place it of course behind it as well. And then inside the command block, what we're going to do is change this to a repeat command block, just like that. And then the next thing we're going to do is we are going to look to the right of where your sunflower is looking. So the sunflower is looking that way. So look to your right and go to this block right here and look in this direction and place in a command block going this way, just like that. And you'll notice that this little triangle thing will be facing into this command block here, and that is very important. And then in this one right here, what we're going to do is change this to a repeat command block and then to always active. And then finally, between the two command blocks, we're going to go ahead and place in a redstone comparator going in this direction into this command block right here. You'll notice once again, this triangle points into the comparator, which points into this command block here. And then before we do anything, I would recommend turning off command block output messages. And this just means that when you are cloning, your chat is not going to get clogged up by command block output messages. And so type into the chat /game rule command block output and then set that to false. And so now it is time to add in the commands in the command blocks themselves. And so the command block on the right, which is the one pointing into the one on the left, we're going to go ahead and type in enchant and then your GamerTag and then efficiency and then 3, just like that. I'm going to go ahead and close that off. And what that means is whenever we are holding a tool that is able to be enchanted with efficiency, this command block will set off. And so if we get ourselves a diamond axe or any other tool that can be enchanted with efficiency, it will immediately get enchanted. And you'll notice this comparator is now turned on. And then if you go off this slot, the comparator now turns off because this comparator in our hand is unable to be enchanted by efficiency 3. And therefore this means we can now control when this command block is being activated by when we are holding our diamond axe, which is going to be very, very useful. And then we're going to, of course, have to add in the command into this command block here. But we're not going to do that right now. We're going to first build a 3x3x3 area right behind here. And so go ahead and build in a 3x3 area of stone just here. And then build another layer on top. And then a layer of grass blocks on top of that, just like this. And this is what we're actually going to be cloning to make the landscape. But the first thing we need to do is we need to take the coordinates of this block area right here. And so grab ourselves a pen and paper and go ahead and break these blocks right here and just stand right in that gap there. And we're going to go ahead and take down the coordinates of this area. And so we are currently in -492 as our X, 4 as our Y, and 253 as our Z value. If you don't know how to take your coordinates, go into your settings, then go into game and then scroll down and then turn on show coordinates. And then we can go ahead and just patch that up. And then we're going to go ahead and fly across to the opposite corner, to this corner right here. So we start in this corner, and we're going to go diagonally across into this corner right here, break this block, and then stand right here. And then once again, take down the coordinates. And so in our case, we're currently at X as 494, Y as 6, and Z as 255. And those are the coordinates that surround this 3x3x3 area just there. And so inside this command block right here, we're going to type in the following command: /execute at a tilde -3 tilde clone, and then the first set of coordinates that we typed in. And so for us, it's going to be -492 for 253 as our X, Y, and Z. And then the next thing we're going to do is type in our second value of coordinates. For in our case, -494, 6, and 255. And those are our second pair of coordinates. And I'm just going to go ahead and open this up into large view so we have more room. And so next we're going to do is type in a tilde, -1, and then tilde, and then another tilde, and then -1, just there. Make sure you do have the correct spacing between them. So there's going to be a 1 space gap between the tildes, just like on my screen. And then we're going to type in masked, and then normal, just like this. And so close this command block down, and that will be the command you need all set and done. And there we go, you're now set up to start your landscaping. And before you do this, I would recommend making a backup of your world just in case anything goes wrong. And so now all we need to do is, if we grab ourselves our diamond axe, you will notice that this command block is now activated, but nothing's happening. You'll notice, why is nothing happening? But that is because it is cloning everything right beneath your feet. And so if we just go up, you will notice everywhere we go, it is now cloning this section of land right beneath our feet. And so if you go across, as you can see, it is now cloning this 3x3 chunk directly beneath where we are flying. And this now means we can now start the landscape. And I recommend doing this in third person view. It just allows you to get a better scope of where you are going. And as you can see, very quickly, we can go ahead and build up a very, very simple little hill right on top of here. And then once we want to stop cloning, we just go off our diamond axe and it will stop cloning just like that. And there we go. A very simple hill has now been built. Of course, it's not the best hill in the world. It could be better, but it's better than nothing. It's much easier than having to build everything by hand, of course, which is very, very nice. Of course, there are more ideal methods to landscaping, for example, World Edit, which is what I did for the Java tutorial. However, they are using mods, whilst this is fully functionable in vanilla Minecraft, and you guys will be able to do this on your Bedrock version of Minecraft without any mods installed. And so now really, it's basically just time to start actually trying to add some landscape to your Hogwarts. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and show you some basic ideas, and then I will show you a quick tour of the landscape on my personal map, which you can use for inspiration for the landscape on your own Hogwarts. And I would also like to mention that this method is going to take a lot of time, but that's the same thing with any form of landscaping. It does take a very long time to get done, but oh boy, the results are worth it. And so for example, my friend Kermit, who is a moderator in my Discord server, he built all of his landscaping using this clone command method, and not only the landscaping around Hogwarts itself, but also the surrounding hills and mountains, and my gosh, it looks absolutely stunning. And so it goes to show that this method, it is possible to build a lot of landscaping. It is just going to take some time, but that is inevitable with such large builds. And so let's get started. And so the first thing we're going to do, we're just going to go ahead and mark out where the lake area is going to be. And so come out to about here. It does not have to be too exact, and grab yourself your diamond axe and just go up 1 block just like this. And actually, just to mark off our first landscape, we're going to go ahead and just replace these grass blocks on top with stone blocks. And this is just going to make it a little easier to see what we're actually doing. And so once again, return to here and grab yourself your diamond axe, and it will now replace this into stone. How lovely is that? And then very simply, we're just going to go ahead and fly around here and going around the base of Hogwarts a reasonable distance away, just like this. But you will notice that when you do get a certain distance away from your command block, it is going to stop working. But no worries, we can fix that very easily with a ticking area. And so basically what a ticking area is the command blocks are going to stay working no matter how far away you are. And luckily, they're very easy to implement. And so type in / ticking area, and then add, and then type in circle, and then just add in 3 tildes in a row to show off our current coordinates, and then we can type in 4, and then we can name it whatever we want, and let's type in landscaping as the name of this ticking area, and then press enter, and there we go, we've now added in a ticking area, and that basically means we can go as far away as we want, and the command blocks will still work, and so we can now fly across over to here, and now the command blocks will continue to work. How lovely is that? And so let's continue adding in this area around the front of the castle. And so from here, we are now going to go ahead and come towards the center of the viaduct, going around into here and then into the viaduct area. And then we go ahead and loop back around here and then come back this way down around this side of the castle. Of course, the landscaping is going to be very rough and it's basically going to be however you really want it to look like. And so that is basically a quick overview of the shape. And then very simply, to go to the next tier, what we're going to do is just go back to our axe and then jump up 1 block. And then we can go ahead and add in another layer, very simply going all the way across. And if you want to make it steep, you can go ahead and stand very close to the current blocks to go around all the way across, just going in a little further in to make that to start off the landscaping of the second layer. And to go around all the way around just like this, and basically we're just going to go ahead and repeat this method of just going up and going in slightly to complete all of the landscaping. And as mentioned, it is a very laborious task, but oh boy, it is going to be worth it in the end, don't you worry. And of course, later in the video I will show you guys a quick video of my own landscaping, which you guys can use for inspiration for when it comes to the shaping and design of your landscaping. So of course, I'm not going to do all of the landscaping in this video, I am merely showing you the technique on how you can get started. And so let's go ahead and fly all the way down here to complete this second layer of blocks. And so there we go, that is the second layer of blocks now done for the landscaping. And this is where you can make a choice. You can either do all of the landscaping out of pure stone, or you can go ahead and replace the top layer of blocks here with grass and make it grass all the way along. I think most people, they do prefer to do it purely with stone and then to later add in grass in the appropriate areas, rather than just having their entire landscape covered in grass, which does not look too accurate or very nice. But that is completely up to you. And so let's go ahead and return and add in another layer of blocks. So once again, let's go ahead and come up 1 more block and then go back onto our axe and then just repeat the exact same process, just going ahead and standing a little further in now and just adding in another layer of blocks going all the way around. But you will notice this is actually quite quick. We've already done 2 layers of blocks and it is very easy. All we're going to do is just fly across the areas where we want to go to, just like this. And of course, if you do want it to make it a bit steeper, you can of course just jump up 1 block and it will add in 2 layers of blocks beneath you, very simply, just like this, and it will just make it a little bit steeper for your terrain. And of course, if you're not happy with how something looks, you can very easily just go over it and edit it, or just do some editing by hand, whatever you prefer, however you want your landscape to look. But anyway, let's go ahead and fly across here with this slightly higher bit of landscape, which is going to be a bit steeper. And so there we go, that is another layer of landscaping added very nice and quickly. And so let's go ahead and add in another layer, and then it will just be up to you on how much landscaping you want to do. And so let's go ahead and just fly around once again, just adding in another layer. However, unfortunately, there is no undo command, and so if something goes wrong, just quickly go off your axe, and then you might have to remove some blocks by hand, but that is going to be okay, and it should be pretty easy to undo anything that goes wrong. And just make sure that when you are happy with it, you just go off your axe and then go away, otherwise you will start cloning blocks in places you do not want. And so just make sure to be careful with that. And so once again, just go around and fly around, just adding in the next layer of blocks onto the top. But there we go, that is another layer of blocks very quickly added, just like this. And of course, since the area is 3 blocks tall, you can very simply just go up 1, 2, and 3 blocks to add in your next layer of blocks beneath you, just like this, in case you want to do it very quickly and very roughly and then polish it later on. And so just going around very quickly and very simply, just going around and adding in the next layer of blocks. And you will notice it is very, very quick. I said it quite a few times, but it is very quick, and it does take some time and patience, of course, but the more time you spend on it, I think, the better it is going to look. And so there we go. That was a very, very quick layer done. Just very, very quickly, just by flying around and adding in another one. But of course, you will notice that the quicker you do it, the more rough it does look. And so if you do go back to when you're doing it the individual layer by layer, it does look much smoother and nicer than the 3 tool sections. But really, it is up to you on how you want to do your landscaping. And so that is really it when it comes to the technique of landscaping on Bedrock. Of course, it is much less sophisticated than Java technique. We used a bunch of brushes and then we painted it, but those just aren't available to us on Bedrock. And so if you do want to add grass, just make sure you go ahead and replace this top layer of blocks with grass, and then you can go ahead and add in some grass when it comes to your actual layers, just like this. And so we can go ahead and then a quick layer of glass going in all the way around. And that is how you're going to add in grass, or very simply, you can just do it by hand. It really depends on how controlled you want to do your landscaping. So the more commands you use, the less control it's going to be, and the more hand building you do, the more controlled it is going to look. But of course, that is up to you and on how much time you want to spend on your landscaping. And so that is really it when it comes to the technique of landscaping. And so now I'm just going to show you some overview shots of my main Hogwarts map. But once again, please do bear in mind that I have used Java mods and a lot of building by hand to get the look of my landscaping, just so it can be as accurate as possible for my Hogwarts map. But of course, for you guys, it really is just how you guys want it to look. And so if you want it accurate, take more time on it. If you don't really mind too much, you just want some landscaping, of course you can do it a bit quicker. But there we go, that is the technique. And so let's go ahead and check out my own landscaping. And so that is all from me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope this video did provide a basic overview of how to landscape in Bedrock Edition. Of course, it's not perfect, it's not ideal, and so just make sure to stay patient, and I'm sure you guys can do it. And I would love to see the progress you guys have made, and so make sure to send your screenshots and progress in my Discord server. I would love to see you there. That is all from me. I will see you guys in my next video, which will be a Ministry of Magic time-lapse, and I'm very excited to show it to you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys all then.